Yo, we got a rando.
And we got people above us now.
I have no doubt in which case the fact that people are just going to kind of just lorder in and out, but it's not really matter because they're it's a discourse. It doesn't really matter.
How are they even doing that? What is he on?
Nothing. You're able to get to the outside of the map by some Jeff shenanigans.
Yes, I know. I know about the Jeff Taxi. Yes.
Yeah. So,
Oh, hold on. Let's save all this for the podcast.
fun fact: the podcast has already started. So, how's it going, guys, gals, and welcome to the first, I guess, cardinal meeting. Cardinal's the wrong word, but welcome to the first meeting slash podcast
Cardinal.
of the
Inaugural. Inaugural is the word you were looking for. Cardinal?
I don't know. I just say words. You know, I just say words. That's how that.
Yeah, and you don't know what half of the mean,
Yeah,
including the word words.
yeah, I don't know what words mean. You don't know what words mean.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Dave, feel free to like switch to like someone who actually has a chair if you want.
No, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
just gonna sit here and dance.
Yeah, I'm good with my chains being held here. Wait, that came out wrong. Wait.
This is a great first episode. Let me tell you.
Speaking of that, can we just jump into this? Can I just say how criminal it is that of all the people, Wolverine does not have a fucking bar stool? Of all the people.
Brother, just use Magnetos. It's fine. Like,
So Aaron, go ahead and explain this nonsense, this train wreck of a podcast.
yeah. So, this is going to be the casually competitive podcast. At least that's the name I'm going to try to get. If it actually works that way, then I will use that. If not, then we will change the name in the next episode. But that's basically kind of what I'm going with. Mainly because, like, although we don't actually play competitive, sometimes we do. Generally, we're kind of the casual players. Like, you know, we all have 9 to 5s. In which case, they would just kind of come, goof off, play this game that we have inadvertently fell in love with. And oh, nice! I didn't notice there's actually a helicopter flies past. That's cool. Sorry, squirrel.
PhD is real, man.
Sitting in this invisible woman's chair, just looking at the skyline. Oh, look, helicopter.
Oh yeah.
I want to kind of quickly go over just who we are and everything in that sense. And for obviously, it's our inaugural one.
Thank you.
My name is Time Lord 953, aka Aaron. To my left in the Spider-Man costume is Soul Reapers 2, aka Dave. Heart of the Hero, or as I like to call him, Lord Lionheart, because that's how I knew him as. I don't know why he changed his name, which is Brendan. And over there to the right is my warbound friend, the Dude 428, otherwise known as Randy. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
So Lord Lionheart was the Discord handle. I was Black North Star in game since season 0, and then one season I was like, you know what? I want to try and universalize my in-game names from both Overwatch and other games that I play. I carried over Heart of a Hero from Overwatch.
Okay.
But yeah, Heart of a Hero was just me taking my name from Overwatch and just bringing it over here.
Cool. Well, that's a bit of trivia, which I will attempt to do every single episode, because why the hell not? Back on topics in general. We have kind of like a few of them. Generally, I allotted like an hour or so for this actual thing itself, because once again, I'm not editing anything. The first topic basically is our thoughts on season 5. So it came out officially like a week? No, not even a week ago, realistically, because it dropped
Like 3 days.
Yeah,
like,
we're on day 5 of a 60-day season.
basically, like, you know, we're like day 5 or something, so it is fairly new. What is our first impressions of basically just like season 5 and stuff? Dave, let's.
So we
The
go
battle
around
pass
and-
blows.
Yeah.
Battle Pass is on my list of topics, Dave. Believe you me. So yeah, Dave, go ahead and start first because Gambit dropped, and you have been kind of our notable DPS player, and you picked up Gambit, and you kind of haven't dropped him since.
Yeah, dude, Gambit's thick. Honestly, his kit is crazy, especially if you can mix some of the combos together. That would be it's amazing. His healing is amazing too, especially since he has kind of like that
The heart flush.
yeah, the bounce around healing thing. That's dope.
Brendan, thoughts on season 5? Just as overall thing.
So far overall, just especially as a tank main, I'm eating right now. I'm loving all of the changes that they did as far as survivability for all the different tanks. The changes to Magneto's cooldown on his bubbles are great. The changes they did for Penny for her webbing giving her the extra movement speed and giving the healing to allies is phenomenal. Hulk's longevity, I haven't gotten to use it in a scenario where it's the most effective,
Yeah.
but I feel like in the right spot, it finally made Hulk more playable. Because one of my biggest issues with Hulk for the longest time, because of all the tanks, I currently have, other than Thor, Captain America, and the Thing, who are lorded, I have all the tanks currently at Captain. Hulk was the one I was having the hardest time really like playing and consistently playing once I learned all their individual kits. This change to his kit is just enough to make him just survivable enough where he feels more fun to play in most scenarios. And I'm really looking forward to being able to push that further.
Randy, you actually have finished your placement matches and didn't go so well. What is, aside from that, what is kind of your overall opinion on like season 5 and stuff?
All right, so I'm in a unique position because Aaron, it's unquestionable. You're the healer main. Uh, Brendan, we're not even going to talk about it. You're the tank main. Dave is far and away more of a DPS main than I am. What I bring to the table is I'm the guy you call when you need an extra guy.
Would you see something over there, Brendan?
I saw the bubble, and the problem with trying to change characters is the fact that Captain America's charge is
It's on
also
the button to change characters. Yeah, same thing with
right.
3D.
Yeah, same with Thor's Awakening. So I need to actually.
Something I said pissed off Brendan.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
disappearing
he
on the
just fucking
screen.
did.
I'm like, what the hell?
So,
Cat
so
Steve was not having it. Anyway,
So lately, I've been playing a lot of DPS, especially like I've been playing Wolverine again. He's my favorite character in all of Marvel. All of the new buffs, let's face it, this season is heavily favored tanks and supports, and I'm here for it. That being said, because there's been no downsides. Like I'm loving this season. Not because I love this particular season. It's like cool new updates. I'm here for it. The placement matches. We'll talk about that again. I got some words about that.
Yep.
But so far, the updates, it does feel like they're coming up on the anniversary. It just feels fun.
Honestly, I'm loving it as well. So Gambit's sick. Just like Dave said, I 100% agree with every single word he just said or whatever. Like Gambit's fun, Gambit's awesome, Gambit's interesting. We and the support players have been needing another support literally since Sue Storm came out in fucking like season 1. Like people will say, "Oh, well, you guys got Ultron." Ultron's a DPS. He has a single support ability, which they then promptly nerfed last season. So it's like, are you really like, come on, buddy, are you really?
At this point now, Penny Parker is as much of a support as Ultron is.
Fun fact. What is her name? Widow with the team up, the Phoenix team up, actually heals per shot more than the Ultron. Which is kind of crazy. So it's one of those. Oh, speaking of Ultron, which is kind of. So one thing I definitely really really like, and we're literally experiencing it right now. The new New York map. So
That guy,
a lot
he
of
needs to be nerfed.
just glances at Daredevil's war flashbacks. One thing that they added this season, which is great, is this actual New York map, which basically is just exactly what it is. It's a hub. I'm just gonna go over here just to kind of just show the people like just everything that's currently going on around here. Actually, I probably should be Iron Man for this.
Or Spider-Man.
Iron Man flies up, so it's a lot easier to see. Where basically they just gave us, it's a non-combat zone, which is completely awesome. You're able to like kind of like add people as friends and just talk in the chat and just kind of just be whatever. Which is, it's sick because people were doing this kind of like in Doom match a little bit. Like there was a practice Doom match where people were kind of just chilling or whatever. Like heck, even Brendan and I, like one or two Doom matches we had, we would just be like, we don't feel like fighting. And not even really like with that. It was one of those things where it's like, hey, this community, by realistically, this community is full of a bunch of nerds. So like sometimes we don't feel like being sweaty and like ranking up and killing everyone and stuff like that. So we just want to just chill and like hang out like the Avengers would hang out, or like Spider-Man and his crew would just hang out, like getting a pizza or something like that. And they found that they were doing this a lot in Doom match. They're like, you know what? Let's give you guys an area of 100 people in the lobby. So this is one definitely thing that I really, really like, and I'm kind of thankful for that they actually gave us. I know, Brendan, you actually have been experiencing Times Square as well. Like, I know like you sent pictures of like you guys rocking like a twerk off, as well as a bunch of basically like dancing emotes.
Are you close enough? Yep, there you go.
Little dumb shit like this, it's just fun. I mean, I know personally that like a lot of people aren't going to actually use this mode because it is very much just like a chill, you're not doing anything this mode. But like even me today, like I ran like 2 or 3 rank matches on Randy's account, and then got like super angry. I was just like, all right, I'm just going to chill. So I just jumped in here and I just goofed off for like 10, 15 minutes or whatever. Like
The anger melted off of him. I saw it.
because it just calms you down. Like you don't need to do anything. Like you're
Like this random sword jumping in the middle of our court.
it's just you hanging out with other like-minded people who also either A, like this game as much as we do, or B, just like hey, I can just be a Spider-Man just whipping around the city or whatever. Like, I can just be chill.
You can play PS2 Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Hey, PS2 Spider-Man.
Oh, my guy.
You can sync emotes by just looking at the person and then pressing the active key. On keyboard, it's T. On your guys' thing, I think it's B or something like that.
Left on D-pad.
Let's go.
Like just to do dumb crap like this. It's so.
This is hilarious. Oh my god.
It's stupid stuff
The
like
Cults of the Spider.
it's stupid stuff like this that like you couldn't do anywhere else. Like
There was a time in Call of Duty where the devs were getting really silly, and you couldn't even do half of this stuff.
yeah, like because making a non-combat mode in arguably a combat-based game, it logically doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
It makes the most sense because you can just having a spot where your audience can just go chill, calm down, if nothing else, is really, really important. Because, like I said, like I was playing ranked or whatever.
Oh my god, the Cults of the Spider.
Oh yeah, no, we started something we can't stop. I'm gonna let you know that right now. But like, having a space where your audience can kind of just come and just not tilt. What skin is that? Wait.
PlayStation biatch.
Fuck you.
That is a dope skin.
That's an awesome skin.
Spider dance, spider dance, dance to wherever a spider can dance.
I guess I could put it out to the floor. Your guys' thoughts on Times Square?
I think it's dope. I think it's great to come and actually join the community without being completely enraged at each other.
I spent a good portion of time like going up one side, down the other, in and out, around about. It is really cool that on the one side you can listen to like Luna Snow's latest tracks. On the other side, you could actually watch Disney Plus ads. The Him Labs, the Wilson Fisk for mayor ads, every little thing just screamed what we knew as fans. And the devs are as much fanboys and fangirls as we are.
Yeah, and that's what's really, really great. And also too, just like little like spoiler stuff, like like Wilson Fisk being drawn inside of Marvel's style or like Rival's style for the most part. So wanted pillar for Black Cat. Like like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like it's nice and it's cool and I agree with Dave. Like it's a place where you can enjoy being with the community without having to be like, hey, we're just trying to fight and kill each other. Like because like people will get tilted in this game. That just kind of happens from just playing an online game. You're gonna get tilted. Being able to just be like, hey, let's just go, let's just chill out and not try to like kill ourselves is pretty cool. Side note, last thing about this, which kind of goes along with the map itself, but the random sitting emotes.
How dare you?
That they just kind of gave. Oh, sorry, I did the switch skin. They just kind of gave. Where is there? It is my President Loki skin. Still probably his best skin, by the way.
Him filling the space is hilarious.
What are our thoughts on this battle pass? I'm gonna go first, only because I kind of know what Dave's about to say. I'm not a fan of this battle pass. I have bought every single battle pass up until this point, but this specific one, I don't know. I just haven't found anything good in it that I want. Like there's the blue thing skin, and then there's the what is it?
Yeah.
The other one that's both Oh, the Adam Warlock skin. But both those are like free, so I don't actually have to pay for it. Thoughts on the Battle Pass?
I agree with everything you just said. It's terrible.
But to their credit, though, like they have dropped fire battle passes before. Like
Oh, 100%. They just dropped the ball on this one. It happens.
that's what I'm saying. I'm okay with giving them a pass for this specific one because it's like, hey, like it's a new season or whatever. Or, like we're dropping Gambit, we're fixing a bunch of other stuff, we're adding stuff, a couple of stuff. Like you're cool to skip this one, but don't let it happen again, type shit.
Yeah, for real.
So if I'm being completely honest and completely, while I don't hate the battle pass as much as you guys do, like I'll be completely honest, I personally season one's battle pass probably did the least for me. Like where we got all the like edgy, like blood edge vampire esque Helsing skin. I wasn't really feeling that one just because that's not my personal vibe or my cup of tea. Especially because it was really early in the game and I hadn't really gravitated towards certain characters yet. And all the ones in that battle pass were characters that I didn't really play. So I'm like, I don't really care about any of the skins in this battle pass. This one, yeah, it's one of the weaker ones. I probably only really care about 3 of the skins in it, and I only spent money on it because I had to get the luxury battle pass to get the Namor skin.
Yeah.
But other than that, I probably wouldn't have spent a dime on this skin. Groot's skin is my favorite in the battle pass as a skin, and the thing shaving emote is the only thing that I really care about. Heck, even Angela. I like Angela. I'm not getting that. I'm not wearing that stupid furry skin. I don't care.
Skin.
What? I'm not. The only time I'm putting it on is just because it's the only skin of hers that I have because I never bought 2099. I like the skins visually. Like the 60s Black Widow throwback is insane because most people playing this game don't even know where that came from. I've heard some people on YouTube saying that they thought it was Sue at first. And I'm like, oh, so you don't even know what this skin is. Classic Black Widow is cool, and the Adam Warlock skin and its comic significance is cool. But outside of that, no, I completely agree. I'm not the battle pass itself is like it's okay. You can see why people weren't really vibing with this one.
So my thoughts on the battle pass. The only real thing I hate about the battle pass, that blue thing, it looks like a blue raspberry icy from 7-Eleven that I never asked for. It looks hideous and gaudy. I love the shaving emote. The only thing I would change about it, when you activate it, give him the rock beard. Make it look like he is shaving his rock beard. The 2 free skins in this battle pass are the one that I could not be bothered with.
Yeah.
And honest to God, Dave will help me out with this. We've had this argument, Dave. Punisher. So many skins are just basically recolors, reskins, right?
Yeah, dude. Like he doesn't
There,
have
there,
any actual
there's no
differential
imagination to it.
skins. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Frank
I mean,
Castle was actually like, holy crap! This actually looks original. Not original, it comes from the comics, but this looks like a thing. I don't even play Adam Warlock, but I saw this new Adam Warlock skin and I went, oh my god, this looks actually cool. That's my thoughts on the battle pass.
Yeah. And like I said, it generally makes sense. But like I said, I won't be buying it. I'm pretty sure Dave's not really necessarily buying it.
nope.
But at the same time,
This will be the first one I'm not buying. And to be fair, like even though we're not buying it, we still recognize there's gold in the rough.
Gold in the rough. Yeah, there's still definitely gold in the rough. Changing topics slightly, but not really. So we mentioned Gambit a little bit. Dave is currently rocking the Assassin's Creed Gambit skin, which is not called that, but let's get real, it's Assassin's Creed. So we mentioned the fact that we actually really do like Gambit, which is great. Here's a good, weird question, but do we think characters like Gambit are going to be good for the game? So Gambit coming out of the box is complicated. At least he seems complicated. Man's got literally 2 pages worth of abilities.
I think this is the first character that's actually had a lot of diversity in their abilities like that. So I think it could be good for people to actually like, if they want to give him a shot, to act like, it'll be fun to learn.
Gambit is really good. I think he's good because so Gambit's got, he's got the double hearts and the double spades abilities. To me, he feels very much like Cloak and Dagger. Just like, so in Cloak and Dagger, there is a sense of panic when you have to, if you're used to being the main healer and you have to switch to Cloak just to try and get this Daredevil off your back or get away from combat. There's a sense of urgency
There's no
there.
getting Daredevil off your back.
When you're playing Gambit, it's just I don't know, for me it feels different. It feels like it's just part of the game. In 1 second I'm healing the Hulk, the other second I'm waving my hand to the right and damaging the Phoenix way over there. It just feels fluid.
That's I feel like one thing, especially from like being a support main, that has lacked with all the supports is that he definitely feels the most fluid. Like like it's every ability flows into the next one. Like technically, there's no wrong thing to do at any given point in time. Now, granted, like you'll learn, hey, you probably should have done this, or you probably should have held the cards for that, or you probably should have done this thing. But
That's with any character.
yeah, that's the thing. But like out of the box, he definitely feels like, hey, bro, just spam buttons, and you're probably fine. And I quoted this to Janice actually, like because she picked him up and she's like, he seems to be coming. Like, he's basically like a fighting game character, like it's just like yeah, you put up the move set for any fighting game or whatever. Just pick a character and be like, okay, this looks super complicated, but you realize, oh no, it's just pressing square every.
So coming from somebody who, now mind you, I didn't really care about playing Gambit. Like I was excited that he was coming to the game just for the sake of filling the roster. But as far as playing Gambit, I wasn't really excited to play him. I was like, oh, Gambit's coming. Cool. More mutants. Then, as you know, I started going down my recent X-Men rabbit hole and I've started falling in love with the character as an individual to the point where I'm like, I want to play Gambit, but I know I'm not actually going to be able to get to play Gambit because you know how this game gets. So, in the practice range, and just from the perspective of somebody who's fought Gambit more than I've played Gambit, I like the fact that as a character, he's a curveball.
Yeah.
He's a character that we all had pinned down. We were like, oh, we know how Gambit is. We know what Gambit is. Gambit's going to come into the game as a DPS.
Yeah.
Then the trailer dropped and he was a strategist, and we were like, wait, what?
I'm gonna derail slightly, but like that's one thing that honestly I feel like the entire community as a collective said, wait, what? You can't do that. Like, because all of us, every single one of us at Monday, because like it's a guy who blows shit up for a living. How is he a healer? Like, I even told that to Danny. I'm just like, no, there's no way in hell they can make him fuck anything else, bro. Like, come on, he's gonna be a.
Didn't Danny call that though? He said he was coming in as a strategist.
Yeah, but Danny also used Reddit, so I don't really count that as a win.
Although his swapping from the hearts and spades, if he were to be a DPS, eerily close to Daredevil's whips.
My biggest thing with Gambit that I love is the fact that, like, not even just from a gameplay standpoint, but just from the fact that he was a curveball character. If there's anything that I want NetEase to keep doing, it's redefining our expectations of what we expect from specific characters from the Marvel universe. Yes, Gambit as a strategist was a curveball, and a lot of people weren't expecting it. Like, more than anything else, and this is the type of thing that a lot of people don't understand, more than anything else, Marvel is its own individual IP, not just from a gameplay standpoint, but it's an IP where people fall in love with the characters as individuals. Captain America is my favorite superhero of all time. He was a tank. I was like, cool. I play tank in Overwatch anyway. I'm going to learn how he works. He is not a traditional tank. He doesn't play like a lot of the other tanks in the game, but I learned how he worked because I loved the individual character. People who are fans of these characters, regardless of the role that they're playing, will learn to take the time to learn these characters. Let a Juggernaut fan find out that they made Juggernaut a strategist somehow. You best believe they're gonna become the best healer that they've ever been in their fucking life, just so they could play Juggernaut. And that's the type of stuff that I want them to keep doing, because I think it'll really give the game uniqueness and longevity. Everyone's waiting for Professor Xavier to pop into the game as a strategist. Let them pull him in this game and let him be a tank like Magneto. That
I
would be
was just
crazy.
that. Professor X is Vanguard Season 7. Let's go.
That can actually segue pretty nicely into the next topic, which is, I guess I would call it like within reason or like expectations, where Gambit switching him up from like DPS basically to a strategist. It's a jump, but it's a small jump that you can kind of see. Going from like Juggernaut being a basically probably a tank to a strategist, that's a higher jump. do we want to see them make these kind of like, hey, we're just gonna pick you up and put you wherever we want, or where the community needs you, or do we actually want to be like, hey, you're okay to be a DPS because you should be a DPS. You're okay to be a tank because you should be a tank. That's kind of my factor of it. Like, are we okay with them changing things up, or should they stay per the course, or should we get a little mix of both?
So we're all comic fans, and as comic fans, we naturally have this level of nostalgia when it comes to these characters. And when they break the status quo, in the beginning, we kind of look at it a little skeptical, depending on what it is, because it's just a natural reflex to do that until you get the full picture, and then that's when you decide whether you truly like it or not. When Secret Empire for Captain America first came out, and I first saw that comic panel of Steve Rogers saying "Hail Hydra," I hated it. My heart was broken. I was upset. I was not looking forward to reading or learning the rest of this run. But then when I learned who this was, why it went the way it did, and how we got from point A to point B, Hydra Supreme Captain America is one of my favorite comic villains because he was an absolute demon who needed to be put in a box underwater. But in a way, yes, you're right. We should stay in a specific lane because when you veer a little too far away from what a character stands for, that's when you piss people off. I said the Juggernaut being a strategist as an example. I know deep down in my heart, as a tank main, if Juggernaut came in this game as a strategist, I'd be pissed off. Especially when you keep in mind that the in-game lore, like the lore for this actual game, they're pulling characters from different dimensions. If the devs wanted to, they could really just give the answer of their powers are like this because they're from a different dimension, and nobody could argue with it because that's just a fact.
Exactly how they did with Gambit, where they're basically saying like, his powers got infused with chrononium, which is why he can heal people as well as hurt people.
I think it's fine as long as they don't go overboard with it. I mean, like Gambit as a strategist, I wasn't initially like, cool, let's do it. But as I played him, I kind of grew into it. You know what I mean? I think, yeah, I mean, as long as they don't overdo it, like with what Brendan said, like a tank being a healer, like I think that would be fine.
Do we think that it's a ploy or a incentive for DPS players like yourself to branch out and play other roles?
Yeah, I mean, definitely that. But since I got Gambit, I'm definitely down to be a strategist at this point.
It's just fun.
He is. He's really fun to play, honestly. And
Uh,
his ult is amazing.
so Brendan, you are basically like kind of like the tank player of our group for the most part. Like Grant, you do like I said, you do dabble in basically everything. Like, what is I guess a healer or a hero that you would want that if they weren't a tank and they were put in a different role, you would still just main them anyway?
So dabbling, like now that we're digging, well, to piggyback off of, I guess, the X-Men pocket, since the mutants is where we're at right now. If they turned someone like Colossus into a DPS as opposed to a tank, I'm still
Uh,
playing Colossus. I don't care. I'm still
I
playing
I could kind
Colossus.
of see Colossus being a DPS at a certain point, though, like not overly good at DPS. I could see
No,
him being more of like a Mr. Fantastic, like a DPS tank.
no, absolutely. Like I could definitely see that happening. Like if they turned Colossus into a DPS rather than a tank, just because in my brain I just see Colossus and how he's built as a tank.
What if
No,
they put him in kind of like a reverse Hulk? He starts off as Pyotr Rasputin. He's just flesh, but he can fight, because he's grew up on a farm. He knows how to deal with bar brawls. He knows how to fight. But his ultimate becomes Colossus.
not gonna lie, that would be weird for me. I would probably try and bite the bullet, but depending on how they actually handle it, I probably wouldn't really be feeling it. To piggyback off of what Dave said, like if he was in like a Mr. Fantastic role where he was a DPS that felt like a tank, like maybe
Hmm.
gave him like a metal meter, kind of like how Mr. Fantastic builds up his elasticity to get to his big mode. Like if we wanted to do something like that to make him metal up, then that would be fine. But I
Hmm.
don't know how I feel about the banner comparison with Colossus and how they built the character around that. Like honestly, that might deter me from playing it.
It could also be like a stance switcher, so similar to Cloak and Dagger, where like you can choose to be like like yourself. You'd be faster, like maybe hit less hard, couldn't tank as much, but you're more like you're speedy and stuff. and then you can just like push a button, and then now hey you armor up, and now you can actually fight and do all tanky stuff and absence or whatever. Let's talk about the rumors of the newest season that's coming up, season 6. So although yes, we've actually been in season 5 for literally like a week, less than that. The community has already kind of pieced together what is, because NetEase is really cool at dropping at the end of the battle pass or whatever information and stuff based off of what's coming up next. That's kind of what they did like 2 seasons ago with Daredevil, where they kind of spoiled it at the end of Hela's card. There was a literal picture of Daredevil standing there. The next two, which we have theorized, are Deadpool and Elsa Bloodstone.
Elsa Bloodstone.
Elsa,
Who?
really?
So,
Elsa?
I have to bleed. I have to plead guilty here. Who the hell is that? Who the hell is Bloodstone?
so we all know who Daredevil. We all know who Deadpool is. That's easy mode. I'm stepping back because I also have no fucking idea. If anyone wants to step up and actually explain who the hell this
I don't know who that is either.
So all right. So the most I know about Elsa Bloodstone is I know that she was like some form of like a mythological like like a monster hunter akin to Blade, because I know she was a big part of the Monsters Unleashed storyline. Now, mind
Okay.
you, once again, I hate to keep bringing up this mobile game. Marvel Future Fight is the name of the mobile game, because I realize I haven't actually dropped the name of the mobile game. I just keep saying that mobile game. Marvel Future Fight is the only reason I know anything about Elsa Bloodstone, because she was a character in the starting roster. One of the worst characters in the game, mind you, but she was a character in the roster.
Elsa Bloodstone is a Marvel Comics character and monster hunter, the daughter of the immortal Ulysses Bloodstone. I know that guy. She inherited her father's role and uses a blood gem choker to gain superhuman abilities, including enhanced physical attributes and immunity to vampire bites. Elsa is a skilled adventurer and mercenary who has been a member of teams like the Next Wave and the Midnight Suns.
I know that she's got like a shotgun and explosives apparently. All right, so that could be really, really interesting. So going to the topic of like them changing up things, Deadpool.
The question is, what do we do when we realize Deadpool's a Vanguard?
I think Deadpool is going to be a wild card. I think he's going to be able to be any of the three.
So wait, is in the law just choose what he wants to be?
Either that,
So,
or he can just pick mid-game. He could just go up to one of the other characters and pick whatever they are.
as Deadpool as that is, Dave, it's a great idea. It's such a great idea that they should set that aside for someone like Morph.
Nobody gives enough of a fuck about Morph in 2025.
Damn it, Brendan, you shut your mouth.
I just started watching the show and I don't care about Morph in 2025.
But here's Brendan. They have mentioned beforehand, like from all the way back in like season 1, that they are focusing on creating or bringing in characters that people know and people that don't know. Like Angela, for instance, no one knew who the fuck Angela was until we got speared with her, and then we had like, oh,
I knew.
Okay, we get it, Spawn fanboy, we get it.
I knew because she was in the mobile game. But no, I do know what you mean about them introducing, like, Elsa definitely falls under the same category as like Angela, like bringing in like lesser knowns.
I here's the thing, making Deadpool a tank would solve the tank issue forever. I don't know about Dave's flickering ability. At the same time, that is very fucking Deadpool. Like because he's the fourth wall breaker, so like he would understand.
But I don't see enough where there's a Deadpool that is a Vanguard, other than for the fact that Deadpool declares himself a Vanguard.
Like that's what I'm saying. I could definitely see it like that, or like you're like, hey, like this ability heals people. This ability, like pulls up my guns, I deal damage. This ability, like I just eat half my health bar. Now I've got overshield. Don't ask how it works. Like
Or it could be like what you said, Aaron. You just pick it at the start of the match.
I'm waiting for us to get the trailer for him where it announces him as one thing, and then halfway through the trailer he rips the screen and says, "No, I'm this."
What are our thoughts on Resource Rumble? Dave
Get rid of it.
hates it. I'm minds of it. I think Randy, you actually love it.
I like it.
We need a different map. Like, more than anything else, we need a different map. I feel like Resource Rumble as a game mode can work. I don't think it's a bad idea, and I think it adds a good of uniqueness to the rotation. My problem with Resource Rumble is that the map it's currently on is very enclosed. It's very claustrophobic. It's very confusing. Like it just does. It's not a good setting for what they were trying to do. I know that's the whole point because it's
Um,
Clintar, but I feel like if they put it on a place that opens it up more, like maybe like make like a Valhalla or Asgard version of like where it's more open, I
you know
feel
what?
like that could make a huge difference.
I was about to fight you on this, but like every time someone says, "Oh, the Clintar maps are the worst," I subconsciously become the defender. Like, what the hell's wrong with Clintar?
Oh no. I agree with you. The regular maps, like the
Hey,
regular convoy maps, I don't have a problem with them. It's specifically the resource rumble map that I
yeah, I
have an
know
issue with.
it's closed in, it's awkward, it's this and that. I'm like, yeah,
It's a
for
rest rumble.
anyone who plays Iron Man, Storm, I never play those characters. So given that bit of knowledge from Brendan, I realized like, oh, yeah, that is kind of a weird map to play.
So, my first thought process is like to make an Asgard map, just something like more like glowing and open, not like an indoor one, something more akin to like the convoy, where there's like maybe
What
buildings or clouds built around it, but maybe
what
that's not the whole foundation of everything. If not that, then funny enough, have it be set in New York. Like that you built this Times Square map, have it set in New York. Like kind of similar to the Insomniac Spider-Man games, how there were like the Fisk hideouts where you like go and investigate and like take down the people inside. Maybe like make it like individual warehouses going along a stretch of road or something. Like anything that just isn't just so enclosed. Or if you're going to have it on Clintar, don't make it these deep closed off tunnels with low ceiling. Like you're basically asking me to get lost trying to get from if the markers for the points for resources were not marked, we'd all be getting lost every single match.
They are marked, still coming back, I'll still like be like, oh yeah, I can go to this tunnel or whatever, right? I'll look, I'm like, oh no, this is a full left tunnel only. So I'll go all around to the left and come back around to actually do it. It seems like it wasn't designed with like general player movement involved. Like, because I was like, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, and this very much seems like a hey, we wanted to make a maze style map, but then we realized it's actually not good, so we're going to take out some of these walls, but we're going to keep the rest of the maze there. Like, and I don't know who that's for because there's not like there's like health packs lurking anywhere or anything like that. We're like all of them are basically kind of out in the open, so it's not like you're using these tunnels for anything legitimately. Um, and I agree. Like, if it was like in New York or something like that, since like you can make it like like in the subway area or like make it like by the docks. Hey, here are 3 different warehouses or whatever. Like but there's also this giant open area outside or like in the middle of the courtyard or whatever. Like so you can kind of just work with that. I don't know, Dave. What is your issue with Resource Remote? Just the map?
I just don't like the game mode, honestly. I mean, it's a cool game mode. I don't know exactly what I don't like about. I never liked it from the first game I played.
you
I,
just don't like Hardpoint?
it's not even Hardpoint because I mean I like it on Call of Duty and stuff like that. It's just I don't know.
That's what I thought it was. Like that's how I equated it to. The resource trouble, like I'm a Call of Duty veteran. I'm like, oh, Hardpoint, I got this.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the map stuff that you guys were talking about. I don't know. It's just I don't like it. They either need to get rid of it altogether or make it to where you can take it off of the game list altogether.
Yeah.
Put it on arcade mode.
Something like that. Or just be able
Yeah.
to select it and non-select it from quick play.
I feel like the community is of two minds about it. Like some people are on Dave's side; they're like 100% hey, take it out of the fucking game. Other people are kind of like Randy and myself, where I'm fine with playing it. Like so, we'll usually get on the game, or whatever. We'll play for about somewhere in the neighborhood of like I don't know 4 or 5 hours ish. Then we'll usually get off. Like I'm fine playing that mode like once a night, but there was a point where Danny and I were playing it like 3 times, basically in a row. And that was like way too much. They have upgraded it a little bit. This is last season where they actually changed this way you don't have to actually go to point 3 if you just dominate on point 1 and 2. Which is good, but I definitely agree that if they were to take the mode Either throw it into arcade or even just like change the map to something like Asgard, to something like I don't, even if it's just like more open Clintar, like that could work too. Like if you're gonna make it a rat's nest, give us like a labyrinth, not a maze. And for those who don't know the difference, a maze is to kind of like get you lost. A labyrinth is designed that everything points to the middle with a bunch of walls kind of blocking your way. This doesn't feel like a labyrinth. It feels more like a fucking maze. Maybe even just have it where it's like on the floor you'll have like little arrows just kind of pointing you, hey, this is where you're supposed to be going. To help out as well.
To lead us out, I'm going to propose the final question for everybody in the audience. Pick a Marvel character you'd like to see in this game and the role you'd like to see them in. That sound okay?
It does, but I want to change it slightly because we can always pick our favorites. I wanted the opposite answer, or the question. What's a character that you don't think should be in the game? So while you guys think, my answer is going to be Quicksilver. I love him. Don't get me wrong. Like
Aaron, I'm going to kill you tomorrow at about 2 p.m.
The reason why is because I don't know how they would balance him. Because this actually comes up hilariously because Brendan is currently with Black Panther. Like BP is obnoxious for those who actually really know how to play him. They would have to nerf Pietro so much to make him fair that it would defeat the purpose.
Dave, who's someone you don't want to see in Rivals?
Black Bolt. Yeah, he would be overpowered as hell. I mean, he would just say a word and the whole team would die. Yeah. Whole enemy team.
Or just be like, he'd just be running just a bunch of shockwaves the entire. Actually, that's a good question. Does Black Bolt? I'm asking the table at this point because I don't actually read his comics. Does Black Bolt? Can he do anything else aside from the word thing?
Nope.
No.
But that's my point. Is like I agree with Dave in that I don't know how they could balance him to make it work. In comparison, someone like Sentry, you can just power him down slightly, similar to what you did with the Hulk. Brendan, a character that you would not like to see.
Well, honestly, it's one that I think about often, but a lot of the ones that I've come up with are like very obvious answers. Like, I don't want to see Galactus. I genuinely don't. I don't want to see Thanos. I just don't. Like, there are a lot of. No, I'm dead serious. There are a lot of cosmic beings or like cosmic level beings that I truly don't want to see. Maybe the highest I'd be willing to tolerate is Silver Surfer. Like, some of these final boss characters, I just don't. I genuinely don't want to see them in the game. Like, I just don't. I feel like that, like you said with Quicksilver, I feel like there's no way to put them in and balance them in a way where you can still embody like the raw power of what they're supposed to be.
Someone I don't want in the game from Marvel, the Impossible Man.
Nah, I'm with Randy. I don't want to see Impossible Man, and I remember how annoying he was.
That goes with what Brendan was saying, which is like any like cosmic being that's just gonna be like just gonna go crazy. There's no point.
So I actually that's a joke answer. I actually don't want Colossus in this game. Hear me out.
We're gonna have to.
Nah, you better explain yourself right now. Like yesterday, you better explain yourself. Nah, we got a box. Explain yourself.
I knew we were going to get to this question of who don't you want to see and who do you want to see. NetEase there's no purpose to putting Colossus. What are they going to have Colossus do?
The same thing as the Thing and Hulk. Screw you. I want Colossus.
Remember Smash Bros. Brawl?
Yes, I do remember Brawl.
Remember how they got rid of Pichu and how they got rid of like Young Link versus Toon Link? Like it nothing made sense because it was the same goddamn character.
But then all that leads to is just a need for some sort of a creative divot. Like it doesn't necessarily need to like basic example. They turn so from Overwatch, Doomfist used to be a DPS. They changed Doomfist into a tank, gave him an extra ability that made him feel more like a tank, but then allowed him to play the same. You can still have Colossus just be an overly aggressive tank, or just bank off of what Dave said and have him be like a tankier DPS.
It's also the fact of when they're dropping him too.
Hang on. I'm cooking.
You are?
I thought you were getting put out, to be honest.
I just wanted to.
I'm ready to treat this man like Fred Flintstone do his cat. Keep playing with me.
Look, turns We thought he was making something on the stove. Nope, he had a crock pot the whole time. So, with that, I'm going to call it an end. I'm going to call it a day. Thank you guys so much for actually listening to this very, 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 very long intro podcast. This is episode 1 of the Casually Competitive podcast. And yeah, if you happen to see us in drivers or whatever, say what's up.
So, yeah, I guess